Today I talk about Doublelift joining TSM, specializing in a single esport, and how to enjoy playing with bad teammates. Welcome to Mind Games TV, episode 49. So today, Doublelift went to TSM. Although it's a couple days from now for those of you watching this video, because I don't think this is going to come out till the middle of this week. But I did want to talk about it. Not really sure how I feel. So CLG, by the way, for those of you who aren't League fans, Counterlogic Gaming is a big League of Legends team. Team Solo Mid is another big League of Legends teams. They're kind of a rivalry, and one member, Doublelift, has been on the team since the beginning almost, kind of blue-blooded through and through, and he just got kicked from the team and moved to Team Solo Mid. And, I guess I should have an opinion on it because I'm the team's, I'm working with the team as a sports psychology trainer. But, unfortunately, I can't really talk about any of the stuff that goes on in my sessions, which is one of the big limitations of sports psychology training as far as a news outlet, is that I can't share with anybody anything anybody says with me. It's against the law. It's not just against ethical rules, it's also actually against my license. So that's a bummer, but not really, because then actually, I can work with these players and they're free to tell me stuff. But yeah, what are my thoughts about it personally? I don't know what to do because I'm originally a Hotshot GG fan, right? So the rivalry used to be Reginald versus Hotshot GG, and I sided with Hotshot GG and CLG because they were kind of like the underdogs when I came on. I mean, so I guess when everything started, they were kind of on the top dog, but then they pretty swiftly got run over because Andy Din, by the way, that's okay. Reginald, he's just really good at business, so he had a drive and he had a mission and he just absolutely demolished Counterlogic Gaming as far as an organization goes, in terms of like putting stuff together. So it was pretty easy to stick with Hotshot GG because he just seems to like be trying to figure it out and put it together. And he made a lot of really good like first moves, but the execution was lacking, And so I liked that, It made me feel good about myself. And Reginald just, excellent CEO. So it was easy to cheer for the underdog in that case because I knew TSM was going to win, like, overall in terms of the structure and the business and the revenue and that model that was going on. So now I'm stuck with a dilemma because basically CLG has fallen away in terms of the personalities on there. So when I came on as a sports fan of CLG, it was Hotshot GG, Chowster, Big Fat GG, Doublelift. Who was their jungler? Oh yeah, Saint Vicious. Oh man. So those are the people, whose heart I was bleeding for when they were out in the Rift. And I really love the current lineup, but I'm a big fan of Doublelift, so obviously, I don't really cheer for esport teams anymore. I had stopped doing that about a year ago when I started training teams. I realized that I can't start cheering for teams now on stage. I'm always cheering for the team that I'm coaching or training. Yeah, but I was lucky in that I was still training CLG, and so I still could cheer for them, when they were up there. But it could be that I'm now at a point where because I'm training these athletes, my last kind of vestiges of a sports fan or esports fan have essentially been subdued, and now I'm going to have to go back to just cheering for American football teams until maybe they hire me as their sports psych trainer or performance coach. Okay, so let me just get into the show because I could talk about that for hours, and I'm sure that you guys are bored and ready to have questions answered.
Kevin asks, I seem to be good at multiple sports and video games, but never at top tier in any of them. Any tips on trying to break that?
Okay, Kevin. that is a really good question, and the reason is because you haven't focused in on one yet, and that's not a bad thing. So cross-training is coming in research to be more and more an essentially good early kind of development thing. So it used to be that the early specialization in a sport or in an activity was thought to be the best way to improve in it, and now it's been seen that play and diversification actually has a massive advantage in terms of preparing people for a sports career. When they finally specialize, it seems to give them a big leg up. Now, this is true in various sports and completely untrue in other sports. So we could look at things like swimming, where early specialization still seems to be the name of the game, and people who don't specialize early don't have as much success. We could look at things like gymnastics, where early specialization, if you don't do it, you don't seem to have as much international success. But all of the strategy board map, area-based sports, all of the fitness, athletic kind of sports that involve running, jumping, and all that stuff seem to benefit a lot by not doing early specialization, but instead by doing a lot of sports all at the same time, and shifting between them. So with that in mind, you could transfer it over and say that, you're good at multiple sports and video games. Great. You're never top tier in any of them. Okay, fine. When you specialize, that's going to be the point at which you start to excel and really find your niche. And what essentially that's going to look like is just choice. You're going to have to choose and say, instead of pursuing this thing, I'm going to avoid that thing because this is what I'm passionate about. So you just got to pick something and go at it wholeheartedly, and that'll solve that problem for you.
Daniel asks, do you think that the benefits of being a two-sport athlete applies to gaming as well?
This question really lines up with Kevin's question earlier on, and so that's why I kind of wanted to answer these two together. And the answer is yes. I think that absolutely the benefits of being a two-sport athlete apply to gaming because the strategies are the same thing. Like I was much better at League when I started out because I played Dota. Forgiven is much better at Heroes of the Storm because he played League. And so all of these things kind of tie into each other, from the mechanical skill set of, aiming the mouse around to the kind of strategic overall skill set of knowing what is important in a certain game based on optimization of movement, and the vision control, like kind of guessing where people are going is always a big part of an inherent skill set. Looking at the mini map is true in all these games. So there's a lot of benefits to training lots of different games and kind of understanding games as in a similar genre as a system, rather than trying to dive deep into the game you're doing. But then, of course, eventually you have to focus. And I don't like full focus, like I recommended Kevin do a little bit ago. I said 100% full passion, 110%. But I think to pursue something that strongly, sometimes you got to mix in a little 20% of your own hobbies on the side. So that can be more healthy for your long-term prospects if you're able to mix in a little bit of your own identity and other pursuits, as well as going full on towards your passion that you specialize in.
Anonymous asks, how can I enjoy a game when playing with people who are way below my level of competence and expectations?
Okay. Anonymous, you probably made this anonymous because you don't want your friends to realize you don't like them. So how can you enjoy a game when you're playing with people who are way below your level of competence and expectations? I mean, maybe you guys, the audience, you can help him here in the comments. What kind of... Okay. I don't want to insult my watchers or the wonderful people who ask questions for the show, so I won't say what I am first coming into my head. I'll try to phrase this in terms of a productive answer. Enjoy it. So how do you enjoy a game is that you seek joy in your mind. Joy doesn't come from what you're doing. You can find people in India who are shoveling poop out of a toilet and they're incredibly joyful. Okay? So joy has nothing to do with the environment around you. It has everything to do with what's going on in your head. So if you want to experience joy, then you experience joy. And I've talked about how to condition that on the show many times before. Gratefulness. Gratefulness is the precursor to joy. It is the emotion that comes before joy, and it's trainable. You can do gratefulness conditioning. You can list things that you're grateful for every morning, every night. You can do the 5-minute journal. I'll put that in the link down below, by the way. 5-minute journal. It's the tool that I use to condition my gratefulness. It's a tool that's popularized by, I don't know, the 5-Minute Journal, the company that makes it, I guess. But anyway, I like it, and a lot of the people that I train with like it, and it works well for that. But yeah, Mr. Anonymous, Mrs. Anonymous, the answer to your question is that the way that you enjoy a game when you're playing with people is that you enjoy games playing with people. If they're way below your level of competence and expectations, adjust your level of expectations and adjust you can't just adjust your competence, whatever. Your competence is your competence. Adjust your expectations. That's the real problem here. Or don't adjust your expectations. I don't care. Just pursue joy instead of frustration with them failing to meet your expectations. That's what it comes down to. Simple as that. Not easy, but it's simple. Okay. I am going to recommend a book called Essentialism for Kevin and Daniel. There's a book called Essentialism by Greg McKeown, and I don't know how to say his last name, so I just butchered it, but whatever. I think it's a good book. I like it. It's about, the disciplined pursuit of less. So how do you discipline yourself to pursue less in your life for the benefit of that thing and for you? And as always, this show is brought to you by the wonderful shiny patrons that you will find on mindgames.gg/patron. So you can join them for just €5 a month. You can cancel at any time. You can get a refund at any time. You can support this blog, support this show, and everything that it means to you and to the people who are watching it. And you can be listed up there as a patron. You can put a little quote, and you can get access to pretty cool stuff on the inside. We're kind of building up what it is that patrons get to enjoy. The first thing being, of course, that they get to purchase the tickets for the Esport Coaching Network at the discounted membership rate, since they're basically paying the same price annually as members of that network would be in order to support Mind Games. So check that out. And if you're a patron and you didn't know about that, quick, email me and get your ticket because you didn't know. I think I posted it on the patron group, but maybe I didn't. I should probably get on that, huh? Anyway, sorry. If you don't want to go, then I'm not going to go through the effort of setting you up. But if you do want to go, let me know, and I'll send you the coupon. Cool. That's all I have for today. I want to end with a quote about how to specialize or drill down into the very one thing that you want to do and practice essentially. No is a complete sentence. Anne Lamott.